Hello, Marty.
Hi. Um, well, I'm sitting here and I'm afraid that I'm going to have to disagree with a lot of the things you have to say, but that's the way things work, and that's okay. But I really, really am disturbed about this drill baby drill that we're hearing all the time, and I know you have a lot of work that you've done with the energy department, but I guess my biggest concern, and I want to know exactly what you think about climate change, if you even believe in climate change. And I guess because I'm here to speak for those that can't speak for themselves, my passion is nature, wildlife, and what President Trump has done with the EPA, the all these agencies that help protect our living species on the planet. We're getting to the point where we're going to be at a point of no return pretty soon if we don't stop burning the fossil fuels. And I don't know if you agree with the scientists, but everything that I read that I think is fact, and I please don't call it fiction, because these are very highly intelligent, educated people that have looked into this. And they're saying that climate change, is not just from burning fossil fuels, but that is one of the problems, and it is one of the things that we as human beings can change. And so when I think of the millions of species that are threatened with extinction because of the climate change has changed their habitat, it's changed their food chain, it's disrupted their breeding patterns, the pollution in the water, the air, the solid waste, it causes diseases. They have to migrate outside of where they usually do in search of food or like livable conditions. And the Endangered Species Act, which has been the people of our country, I believe, love that act. And he is like one of his executive orders wants to empower a committee of his appointees, and they could effectively decide the fate of endangered species in the name of development. And the fact that EPA was bloated is probably true, but that doesn't mean that we have to gut it. And of course, the lawyers that represent the government, which is us, in cases involving pollution and crimes protecting wildlife, they've been fired or sent to different agencies. And again, the Interior Department, which manages our parks and public lands, and they're supposed to guard our public lands, which belong to us, the people, from profit-driven industries. But
Sure.
by
Thank you, Marty. I'll jump in because I want to get to answer your question. It's an important one. So this is an area where I have spent a lot of time. 12 years. I worked as a state utility regulator and had, 12 years of conversations with my colleagues all across the country on energy policy and how American energy solutions are going to provide the solutions for our whole globe and our whole planet on this issue. So as it relates to emissions, there's no doubting that CO2 emissions have increased. That's just a fact. So I do not deny that. I acknowledge that. And I also acknowledge that our climate is changing. That has been the case since the beginning of time. North Dakota was at one point a tropical paradise, believe it or not. And that's what led to the development of ultimately our some of our fossil fuel resources in our geology. But with that said, and looking at that, I think this is an issue that is a global issue. We have to have solutions that impact the entire emissions situation internationally. And the fact is that American energy is the cleanest energy produced. I've had conversations in Congress with some of the people most opposite to me on the political spectrum. And that's the one thing we do agree with, that American energy is the cleanest energy on the planet. So then it lends itself to the next step of this solution is that American energy solutions are going to be the solutions for our planet. We have to have power. We have to have great energy, reliable, affordable energy to develop the solutions, the new technologies that are going to provide the solutions for our whole planet. This is all about pace. You and I might see the pace a little bit differently of this, because I know we can't get too far ahead of things on our own. We can't jeopardize our existing energy systems before the technology exists to keep them reliable and affordable, so that we can continue to be the leader in developing the solutions for our planet. We can be sure of one thing. Some of the other countries where a lot of energy is produced or a lot of manufacturing happens, like China, they don't have the same standards that we have. They aren't using their coal-fired power plants with the latest and greatest emissions technology, with the scrubbers that we have, with the reclamation processes that we have. They aren't doing that. And so our energy solutions are going to be needed to make sure that we have solutions for the whole planet. And that's where I'm working with colleagues across the aisle to try to develop bipartisan solutions, long-term energy policies that serve our country and help provide the solutions for